spell it out for me.
I am Michael S. Haugen, H-A-U-G-E-N. United States Army from 1966 to 1969. Your grandfather was a much decorated World War II vet who ultimately lost his leg. And so my conflict and the reason, my third choice other than get drafted, enlist, was to go to Canada or go to jail. Per capita, I guess I've read that the suicides, when you can get the information, suicides and drug addiction and a lot of other things are much, much worse per the number of people under arms than coming out of Vietnam.
Brian Haugen.
Social integration.
My family has a number of veterans in it. My father was a combat veteran. My brother was a combat veteran. My grandfather was a combat veteran. I think they all experienced post-traumatic stress syndrome after their experiences. I just don't think that they were ever diagnosed, so that made their reintegration a little more challenging. Well, the biggest thing that would have to be done for post-traumatic stress is not put people into those combat situations. Avoid war would be the easiest way. But barring that, is probably not going to happen. I can't say, with kind of expertise, my opinion is, yes, things have changed quite a bit. There's smaller numbers of veterans, and especially a very smaller number of combat veterans. So I think that focus and this conversation that even we're having now that didn't happen, 40, 50 years ago, for either my brother or my father, it's obviously changed quite a bit. So for the better.
Mason, M-A-S-O-N. I was stationed in California, down by San Diego for 4 years. And I did 2 deployments. First one in 2020 to the Middle East, and the second one was Japan. Me and a buddy go out and get a burger and just go to an American restaurant that we haven't been to in months, and it was we're kind of edgy. It's you're looking around and we're wow, everyone here is so friendly. It's hard to describe, but it was definitely really weird at first, but then as the weeks go by, you kind of slide right back in. I think it's come a long way, a really long way. I think we do pretty well. There's a endless amount of resources out there now these days, and the VA is awesome, slow but awesome. I think at the end of the day, PTSD is a very, very touchy and hard subject, because you can only lead a horse to water. There can be thousands of resources out there, but at the end of the day, it's going to be what's wrong with you. It comes down to you. But yes, I think as a society, we've done a lot of great things. I remember back in California, there would be families who would offer to bring veterans home, borrow a kid for a day. They literally take you into your home and have Thanksgiving dinner, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I would say just being aware, I guess, in general, the knowledge of people. There's a lot going on in the world, and there's a lot of great other superpowers, but America's always been one of the superpowers. And I think people, civilian, just everyone in general, society takes that for granted. Because if you look at what's going on in Russia and Ukraine right now and stuff like that, imagine if that was happening. Imagine if, I think so. Just people being more educated and aware. It's not we need parades and stuff like that. 4th of July, Memorial. There's all these great, and I think a lot of people in society are aware for the most part, and they're very thankful, for people's service and stuff. But I just think everybody should just have a little better understanding.